Next up, we have House File 2298, Representative Vang.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House File 2298 be laid over for possible inclusion in the Omnibus Ag Finance Bill. This bill establishes an emerging farmers office at the Department of Agriculture, a dedicated emerging farmers account, a staff position on further engagement with emerging farmers, and funds to support organizations working with emerging farmers. Much of these recommendations are based on the report of the Emerging Farmers Working Group. When the working group was created, there was no budget line item dedicated to the group, and so this bill addresses the funding it needs to continue its work. We all know that emerging farmers tend to face structural inequities and barriers in the ag economy, and this bill seeks to support emerging farmers in the long run. And with that, I'll give the rest of my time to my testifiers who can talk more about the importance of this bill and the work that they do to support emerging farmers.
You froze up there for a second, Representative Vice Chair Vang. Was there an amendment to the bill?
Yes, there is an amendment. This is the A1 amendment offered by Representative Thompson.
Okay, can we hear the A1? Please, Representative Thompson. Representative Thompson, to the A1 amendment, please. Okay. We'll delay the amendment right now, but Representative Thompson, please. Are you muted? Okay. We can go to your testifiers and then we can come back to the amendment. Who's your first testifier up? That would be Janssen Hang, please.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Thank you, Chair Sundin and members of the committee. My name is Janssen Hang, and I am the co-founder and the executive director with the Hmong American Farmers Association. So first and foremost here, on behalf of the board of directors, farmers, and staff of the Hmong American Farmers Association, I want to thank you for your past support of immigrant farmers. And I also urge you to support a current effort with the emerging farming account, House File 2298 here, in establishing an emerging farming office within the Minnesota Department of Agriculture and the hiring of a full-time emerging farmer outreach coordinator to enhance our state agencies and to support and connect emerging farmers with programs and resources that will enhance our state agencies to support and connect emerging farmers with programs and resources, but also to work specifically and also in complement with the current Minnesota Department of Agriculture Emerging Farming Working Group. Furthermore, is also to appropriate funds to support BIPOC farmers through grant so that they will have access to funds to assist and grow their farm operations. And also to appropriate funds to the Hmong American Farm Association and the Latino Economic Development Center, two immigrant-led farming organizations who would work closely together, share resources, and provide numbers of trainings and technical support to immigrant and BIPOC farmers. That overall, that this will lead to sustain a strong and vibrant local food economy with emerging farmers in Minnesota here. Just a little background. So upon arriving in Minnesota after the Vietnam War, many Hmong farmers fell back to the agricultural skills to raise their children. Hmong farmers at the forefront of the local Twin City food economy, accounting for more than 50% of all the farmers in the metropolitan area farmers market. Yet due to lack of access to land, market beside the farmers market system, financial assistance, trainings, and research, this regulated them to second-class status compared to mainstream mixed vegetable producers here. So problematically, HAFA focused on 5 key programs, where HAFA managed a 155-acre farm in Dakota County that provide land tenures to over 100 Hmong farmers, whereas we model sustainable practice and provide technical support to build soil health and fertility. Furthermore, we also assist farmers in growing their farm business acumen and support them in generating farm business plan to access microloans. We establish a bilingual, bicultural training curriculum that focuses on whole farm planning, crop mapping, and crop planning, good agricultural practice, and in fact, we instituted, through the support of the Minnesota Department of Agriculture, the first bilingual, bicultural Hmong produce safety training to ensure that our farmer members are informed and comply with food safety modernization requirements. And lastly, HAFA, we operate a food hub that sells fresh produce grown by our farmers to 7 school districts, 117 schools, 44 other retailers, institutions, and wholesalers throughout the states. So overall, this access for providing Hmong farmers with full and simultaneous access to all aspects of the food and farming industry that led to parity between immigrant and minority and Hmong farmers and mainstream vegetable producers. But due to these available resources and economic opportunities, like Hmong farmers and their families have been able to attend college, purchase equipment, and spur other businesses to hire additional workers and make additional investment. The multiplier effect of investment in BIPOC communities and into local food is extraordinary. So the emerging farming account is critical in supporting state agencies and elevating immigrant farmers' capacity, increase their sense of self-efficacy, and ensure resources to sustain a vibrant local food economy that in return will allow full and simultaneous access in all aspects of the food and farming industries to over 1,000 immigrant and BIPOC farmers here in Minnesota. Overall, that it also provide equitable access for immigrant minorities and BIPOC farmers. So lastly, I believe that by supporting this bill, we're also building a stronger Minnesota and also the next generations of Minnesota farmers who are also Vangs, Yangs, Moores, Gomez, Rodriguez, Santiagos. And so I urge all of you to join our effort and support this bill.
Thank you, Mr. Hang. Next up, we have Henry Jiménez. Please identify yourself for the record and offer your testimony.
Mr. Chair, Ranking Member Anderson and Representative Vang and members of the committee, my name is Henry Jiménez, the Executive Director of the Latino Economic Development Center. Thank you for the opportunity to testify here today. I'm here in support of House File 2298. And again, I want to thank Representative Vang for her leadership with this bill, but most importantly, working to support emerging farmers throughout her career. Since 2003, LEDC has supported hundreds of Latino and other immigrant-owned businesses start or expand their businesses throughout the state. In 2010, we began supporting first-time farmers, and since then, we have had the privilege to support dozens of Latino farmers. With the partnership of HAFA, we have also been able to support Hmong and other emerging community farmers access capital to start their farm in Minnesota and have provided technical assistance to many others. These are individuals who are passionate about farming, passionate about Minnesota, and who are Minnesotans. Many of them have worked in farms, but have no family farming ties nor inherited land in Minnesota. These emerging farmers are individuals who want to farm in Minnesota for a living and whose family along with them become farmers. At a time when Minnesota needs more farmers, what a perfect way to address the issue of our agriculture sector is facing. Our farmers are aging and we need more to come after them. In 2018, this committee created the Emerging Farmers Work Group and was enacted with top professionals within Minnesota agriculture. For 2 years, Commissioner Peterson, Assistant Commissioner Bailey, and so many others went through a series of listening sessions, researching and showing up in communities across the state to identify and trying to address barriers that emerging farmers are facing. Last year, they produced a detailed report on the needs of those farmers. There is an urgent need to address the future of farming in Minnesota, to diversify and create new pathways to enter into farming. The demographics, as you all know, are changing, and we need to do all we can to support the growth and keep Minnesota as a top 5 agriculture state. MDA staff has worked diligently, as you all know, but they need support, and addressing this need to having a full-time staff supporting emerging farmers is a must. It can't be done by people who are not designated to do this work. The commissioner, the staff, they need staff that are dedicated to this work. So again, this is a perfect opportunity to invest, not just in the report, but to invest in the recommendations from this report and to support Minnesota farmers and emerging farmers. One last thing I would like to mention is the work that HAFA and LEDC have been doing and how important it is to work with the Department of Agriculture. Last year, as we were receiving CARES Act funding, thanks to our work and to our connections with our community, we were able to disperse CARES Act funding to much needed agriculture workers and producers. And I have a particular, I'll have numbers for all of you, but Representative Anderson, I wanted to just mention out of 133 agricultural workers that we were able to help in a matter of a couple of weeks, 76 of them came from Representative Anderson's district. We helped 47 producers also receive $4,500 grants throughout the state. Again, would love to be able to give you the breakdown, but this is the value that partnering with organizations like HAFA and LEDC bring to the state. And I urge the committee to support this bill. Again, thank you, Representative Vang, for the support, and all of you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Dayna Burtness. Dayna Burtness, please identify yourself and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you, Chair Sundin and members for having me here today. My name is Dayna Burtness. My husband, Nick Wynn, and I run Nettle Valley Farm near Spring Grove down here in Houston County, Minnesota. I'm a pastured hog farmer. We run an incubator farm program for other emerging regenerative livestock farmers, and we are also proud Land Stewardship Project members. As many of you know, these days getting into the business of growing food can be extremely difficult if you're not born into a family with a huge amount of wealth, a huge amount of land, or let's be honest, both. That means we have fewer and fewer farmers on the land, and those farmers are running bigger and bigger farms. And without a big course correction, I'm worried that this means that someday we're going to have basically 1 or 2 giant farm corporations per county. And that would be disastrous for rural communities and food security and so many more things. We need to invest in getting more farmers onto the land and at the same time advancing racial, gender, and economic justice in the farm and food system. And this bill invests in initiatives that will do just that, including establishing an emerging farmer account, funding HAFA and the LEDC, and most importantly, in my opinion, establishing a grant program that will go directly to BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and farmers of color. So I urge the committee to vote in support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. In addition to this testimony we just received, please note that there's written testimony from the Minnesota Farmers Union. Are there any questions of these witnesses, or the author at this point? Seeing none. Representative Thompson, you have an A1 amendment?
Chair, thank you. The A1 amendment just inserts some language, and page 2 after line 22 inserts Black, Indigenous, or people of color into the language. This is some minor change.
Okay, would you like to move that amendment?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, Thompson moves it. Thompson moves the A1 amendment. Are there any questions on the A1? Okay. All those in favor of the A1 amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? There's no other amendments submitted. Would you like to continue explanation of that amendment, please?
You ready for me?
Yes.
Right. It's adopted some language from it's $10,000 in the fiscal year 2022 is appropriated from the general fund to the Commissioner of Agriculture to provide grants to fund urban agriculture initiatives led by persons who are BIPOC and that address fresh food access from desserts. This is a one-time appropriation and is available until June 30th, 2024, and no later than January 15th, 2022 and January 15th of 2023. The Commissioner must report the grant activity and outcomes to the Legislative Committee with jurisdiction over agriculture finance. So it's just a small amendment.
Small but important. Thank you, Representative Thompson. Are there any questions on that amendment? I see a hand up, Representative Anderson.
Mr. Chair, I got my hand up too late. I had a question on the overall bill. Sorry about that. So I'll wait.
Okay. Any questions on the amendment then? Okay, we did pass the amendment prior to this, so that motion did prevail and the amendment was adopted. I don't see any other amendments out there. Discussion on the bill Representative Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And a question for the bill author, Representative Vang. This is not intended to be a criticism of the bill, but do we have an actual definition of beginning farmer, or I should say of emerging farmer? Your bill references that term exclusively, and I just want to make sure that we have that definition down so we know that, there's also a definition for a young farmer, beginning farmer, but this is different, I would take it.
Representative Vang, please.
Mr. Chair, and thank you, Representative Anderson, for your question. I can defer this to legal counsel to see if it's in statute, but according to the working group report, they define emerging farmers as encompassing individuals who are entirely new to farming, as well as those who've been farming for generations, but were outside the scope of traditional state and federal agriculture support programs. So that's one of the definitions they use, but I can defer to legal counsel to see if there's any in statute that defines that.
Representative Anderson, follow up.
Yeah, I would just think, Mr. Chair, that we use the term exclusively in this bill, I think there should be some definition that establishes just exactly what the emerging farming is. So that was my question, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, is there input from the department on that as far as the definition? Is anybody available to bring some clarity to this? Patrice Bailey, are you available?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much for having me. No, that definition is correct. Emerging farmers can actually run the gamut from 0 to 10 years to 56 years old, which is the average age of farmers in Minnesota. So, this term is very important, especially as baby boomers are retiring and you have emerging farmers that are emerging, if you will.
Representative Anderson, anything further on that?
Well, no, I don't mean to make but most bills, when we establish programs for funding, we have definitions or make sure that we know exactly whom that funding is intended for. And that's my only concern. I just raised it, and if they feel we don't need that, that's okay with me.
Rest assured, Representative Anderson, both you and I are neither emerging or young. So, any other questions for the author? Okay, Representative Vang, would you like to renew your motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I renew my motion for House File 2298 to be laid over for possible inclusion as amended. And I just want to say a couple closing remarks that this is a good bill. This bill is a forward-looking bill. It looks to seek to invest in the future of farming. And Representative Anderson, thank you for your suggestion. I can be open to being more clear on the definition of emerging farmers too as well.
Thank you very much.